We're at South Stradbroke Island, just off the Gold Coast, and over the next few days we're going to be staying out here, hopefully catching some fish and definitely doing a few cook-ups. Look, we'd usually camp, but after Ali's last little incident that involved a coconut tree...
Don't climb palm trees, kids.
I think we're going to play it safe. We've booked this cozy little Airbnb. It's even got a massive barbecue and a jetty. Perfect. We're also going to catch up with an old captain shipmate, YouTuber Will Kitching. We had an awesome jury session with Will last time, so let's hope that he puts us onto the fish again. So, the boat. Our rig for this adventure is the Whitley SL20R. It's a special 1 of 5 edition sporting the brand new Mercury Racing 150R outboard. This rig is business in the back and party in the front. Kind of like a mullet, except the other way around. Tomorrow we'll be up early and into some fishing and exploring, but right now it's time for a beer. What are we up to, Will?
Trying to jig a few liveys. We've got a few herring so far, so that's going to fill the tank. Hopefully the dolphin fish out at the fads like those today. We're also going to try and get a few yakkers, so fingers crossed. Soon you'll see some little fish being converted into some big fish.
Alright, we caught some yakkers and some other bait fish, and now we're off of a fad along the Gold Coast, and we're trying to get some mahi, as the Americans like to call them. So yeah, here we go. Ooh, jumped out. Look at it jump, oh my god. Crazy. I'm really focused, holy shit, oh my god. Shit.
I've got the old gaff that Dad made out of a meat hook from the abattoir and a broomstick. So see if we can land it.
What do I do now? Oh my gosh, holy shit.
Ali, high five.
Oh my god, massive. Wow.
Oh, sorry.
How does it feel to be outfished by a woman?
No, Ali's got skills, so I don't feel embarrassed at all. That was awesome to watch. So I'm just happy she got one. It's good that the boat got one. I think they're going to make some fish tacos as well, so perfect.
I'll cook it for you, so.
Alright, so the fad sort of shut down there a bit. It was really hard to catch the fish, but I've brought the crew to a little secret snapper spot, so I can't tell you too much. But if you look on the sounder here, you can see we've just pulled up and straight away there's some nice arches and lines just a little bit up off the bottom. So I'm hoping they're feeding snapper. I'm lucky that I've fished this spot before. It's fairly flat bottom, but it holds a lot of bait and a lot of fish this time of year. There's some more coming now that look even bigger. So I think we're going to rig up and drop down and try and catch a couple. So fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Snapper?
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice one.
Oh, well, I just said we came to the snapper spot and they looked like there was some good fish on the bottom, and first drop down, first drift over them. This one took the pilchard on the drop, so nice little knob on its head there. Not a monster, but very happy with that. Hey, Jack.
It's finally happened for me, my big moment. You two have been stealing the limelight all day. It's ready for me to fly like an eagle.
Was that on the drop, Jack?
Yeah, oh yeah, he just ripped it out of my hands as soon as I closed the bail arm over.
caught this massive mahi-mahi. I've never cooked it this way before, but I've basically taken half of it whole and stuffed it with a bunch of butter, parsley, lemon, cilantro, put it on the grill, and I have high hopes, but in the off chance this doesn't pan out, we've also got some other fillets that we can cook up as well. So fingers crossed, we'll see how this goes.
So the boat, the SL20R, this is part of the Sea Legend family, basically Whitley's more aggressive and fishing focused lineups. Having said that, all SLs or Sea Legends still offer plenty of creature comforts for the family. More on that later. The fiberglass hull is 6.3 meters long, has a 2.4 meter beam and sports a slippery 23-degree dead rise. These aggressive hulls are sensitive to weight and can sometimes be a handful if you haven't got them dialed in or don't know what you're doing. Trim tabs are one of the keys to solving a lot of these intricacies, but you should also be all over the engine trimming and the weight distribution of your passengers and gear on board. This boat features spring-loaded Bennett SLT tabs that work via inertia. That's right, no wiring, no hydraulics. Did they work? To be honest, not really. I'd love to see some actual trim tabs on this, or maybe if you're feeling fancy, some Seakeeper rides. It would be an animal with them. That aside, on this mission off the Goldie, she's been absolutely eating up the messy chop that this waterway is renowned for. We've also done some big offshore missions and she was surprisingly capable for a relatively small package. Fuel-wise, you've got 210 litres under the floor and you're looking at a dry towing weight of approximately 1,750 kilos. This is the boat that's small enough to wrangle solo, but still big enough to make you feel safe when it subtly tries to ruin your day. This is where the SL20R goes from family to feisty. The Mercury Racing 150R isn't just an outboard, it's a fully caffeinated fuck you to anyone that thinks you can't have high-end performance in a mid-range outboard. This naturally aspirated V6 has a whopping displacement of 3.4 litres that pushes the SL20R to over 35 knots with 4 passengers and gear on board. Another neat feature is the digital throttle shift, or DTS as Mercury calls it, which gives you silky smooth shifting and instant response when you dump the hammer. The last couple of days we've really discovered just how responsive this outboard is. To be honest, it doesn't even feel like a 4-stroke. You've got power throughout every point of the torque curve. You might think with that sort of driving experience, she'd be thirstier than a pilchard in Pilates class. But surprisingly, it's only using 23 litres per hour at cruise speed and 52 litres per hour wide open. Not bad. The weight of the 150R is 220 kilos with the 25-inch shaft, which is a little on the heavier side for the 150 horsepower 4-stroke class. But hey, you've got 2 extra cylinders than all the others, so it's a small price to pay. Despite her sporty heart, the SL20R hasn't forgotten her roots. 14 rod holders? Check. Live well? Check. Baitboard? Check. Twin tackle lockers? Check. Deck wash? Check. Padded gunnels and tow rails? Check. And finally, an aft deck roomy enough for a red hot mahi-mahi session? Double check. We've been absolutely loving this cockpit fishing area. The flat back transom is a neat touch and the pull out cushion eskies are clutch for a little pit stop mid-sesh. One thing we aren't as impressed about is the combing rod racks. The top ones are unusable due to the mounting point of the aft rod holders and the bottom ones can barely fit our shortest jigging rods. Mr. Whitley, we're going to need some refinements here. Now let's talk cabin. It's cozy, but it's also quite airy. You've got a large entry and I reckon me, Ali, maybe even Will could have fit in here, no worries, but we'll save that for another trip. There's also enough room to hide from the sun, store your gear, or just throw in these infill cushions and catch a quick nap while someone else does all the hard work. The upholstery, like all Whitleys, is super plush and you've got this great headliner throughout as well, so no knocks on the head in the night. This exclusive edition also has imported Italian vinyl R interior and black powder-coated railings to give it that extra bling factor. The SL20R has got a pretty humble tech package, but the dash is clean with all the essentials, including Mercury's SmartCraft gauge. In terms of sounders, there's a Simrad NSX12 fed via an AMR SS60 through-hull transducer. You've also got a Simrad VHF. In terms of driving positions, it's pretty good from a seated point of view, but I'd love it if this seat had a bolster on it as well. Visibilities wise, she's great, perfect for spotting birds or dodging the armada of Gold Coast jet skis. For this demonstrator specifically, you can pick it up for 143K, which includes the custom dual axle Mahi trailer. Now look, she's no hardcore fishing boat, but this is the boat you're going to be able to sell your other half on with ease. Plus, how good does that racing tuned Merc sound?